All right, we get the second part of the Bionic Avengers. We've got Deathlok and Viv. So this is kind of a big deal because pretty much all of the rumors have been coming true, and we weren't sure if it was going to be Deathlok or somebody else, but it is Deathlok. Let's move on. Bionic Avengers Parts 2. Earlier this week, we introduced you the Bionic Avengers and their initial 3 team members, Iron Man, Vision, Hulkbuster, booting up for the battle alongside their machine mates are new recruits, Deathlok and Viv Vision. While Deathlok is bringing the bullets to Raid Lane, Viv Vision will be sustaining her allies, introducing a new mechanic to Marvel Strike Force. It's kind of cool. They're making reference to being able to attack in a row, like the front row and the back row. We'll take a look at that when we get to Viv's kit. The Bionic Avengers will be one of the required teams for nodes 5 and 10 for difficulty 5 plus of the future Death Scourge event. So that is going to be the 4th Horseman. The 3rd Horseman is going to be the War, and the predictions on that is going to be Red Hulk for War, and for Death, the predictions, rumors, is that it's going to be Archangel. But first, let's see what happens when man and machine collide, and this is for Deathlok. We're not going to read his story, but we're going to go right into it. Deathlight slots into the Bionic Avengers as a blaster with high damage and focus stats, while his primary mission is to unload rounds on enemies. Deathlok also powers up his teammates by gradually buffing Bionic Avenger allies over the course of 3 turns. Basically, boosts damage over 3 turns, just like how Silver Surfer boosts his own speed. You'll also find raid bonuses along his abilities to help propel the Bionic Avengers down raid lanes. Yeah, and as far as tech raids, this looks like it's going to be a drastic improvement, probably fully autoable as far as the Doom raids from what I can see. Let's go down to his passive and read that first, and then we'll bounce up to the rest of his abilities. On turn, gain 15% damage on, and all Bionic Avenger allies gain 15% damage up to a maximum of 45% damage. So over the course of 3 turns, the damage will boost up from 15% to 30% to 45%, so that it'll ramp up, and that is very good for raids. In raids, when this character or Bionic Avenger ally gains ability energy, which is almost always gain 1 charge up to a maximum of 5. Almost every single one of them, they just ability energy here, ability energy there, everywhere, ability energy. At the end of any turn, if this character has 5 or more charge, attack the most injured enemy for 300% damage and lose 5 charge, and then gain 100% focus. So he's got like a ping mechanic there where he gets he pings down the lowest health enemy. That's fantastic. EMP Blast. This is 5-7. Attack primary target and adjacent allies for 40 and 50% damage. If any target is attack that target for 500% damage instead. Apply ability block to primary target. If the primary target is tech, apply ability block for 2 turns instead, and then generate 1 ability energy for all adjacent Bionic Avenger allies. No mention of raids in that part of his kit. Let's move up to his special. Energy cost 5/5. Apply offense up for 2 turns to self and all Bionic Avenger allies. Attack the enemies for 300% damage and apply 2 bleed. Generate 1 ability energy for all adjacent Bionic Avenger allies. If this character has 3 or more Bionic Avenger allies, this attack cannot be dodged. So I'm hoping this will be a good Scourge team as well as a good Raid team. Again, on that special, no mention of Raid there. That's going to work pretty much anywhere. And then this part here is a little bit confusing to me. Attack primary target for 200% damage, and then bonus attack 3 times for 100% damage. So that's a total of 4 attacks in raid. So this is just raid specific right here. If this character has full energy and crits on any of these attacks, generate 1 ability energy up to 2 Bionic Avenger allies who are not at full energy at the start of this turn. And then it says developer note, to clarify, this attack can generate up to 4 ability energy. And I'm not sure why that wouldn't be 8. Or maybe I don't understand how, if that means has something to do with the ISO attack. Maybe we'll get further clarification on it. But anyways, they're saying that it can generate up to 4. Let's move on down to Viv Vision. Viv Vision is support for the Bionic Avengers, and she plays an important role by generating ability energy. They all generate ability energy, all of them, for her Bionic Avenger allies and healing them. So that's kind of important because it looks like there's going to be some barrier, but healing was going to be the key part. Plus, she has a way of getting rid of ability heal block, which I think is going to be fantastic. And healing them when they gain ability energy, which is always her high health stat asset, assists her healing abilities, and her high focus aids in her ability to land negative effects on enemies like ability block. While Viv Vision also sports a new mechanic on her ultimate ability. We're going to go over that. Solar Strife, which allows her to attack enemies in a single row with the target. And so that's going to be like front row, back row. Perfect for a large wave of enemies in raids. Let's go down to her passive first and read that. Whenever a character or a Bionic Avenger ally gains ability energy, and this is not raid specific, so I'm pretty excited about this, heal self and all Bionic Avenger allies for 3% of this character's max health. Fantastic. When a character or any Bionic Avenger ally drops below 50% max health for the first time, do the following. Clear Disrupted. Clear Heal Block. That's amazing right there because Heal Block is so annoying. Apply Stealth to that character. Now, this part right here is raid specific. In raids, generate 1 ability energy for that character. Gain 50% armor. Bionic Avenger allies gain 25% armor. In raids, Bionic Avenger allies also gain additional 25% armor. So that is very interesting. Now, this is the one part right here that has a new mechanic, which we're going to look at right here. Energy cost 6/6. Flip 2 negative effects to positive effects on all allies. Flip all negative effects to positive effects for self and all Bionic Avenger allies. Instead, that's very powerful. Then right here, attack primary target and all enemies in that character's row for 400% damage and applied damage. So then they say developers note to clarify there are 2 rows available to select, a front row and a back row. I've kind of wondered when they were going to introduce some sort of mechanic like this because the game definitely has a front row and back row. Basically, the field has a maximum of 10. 5 in the front, 5 in the back, but there's a total capacity on each side of 10 characters. So that's going to be an interesting way to maybe they can continue doing mechanics like this. That'd be very interesting for arena and a lot of different areas of the game. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Then team position and setting up your team position will become more important. I'm excited that they bring this to the game. Generate 1 ability energy for all Bionic Avenger allies. If this character has 3 or more Bionic Avenger allies, this attack is unavoidable. Then let's go up to her special, which costs 4/4. Attack primary target for 300% damage. Apply offense down for 2 turns and ability block for 2 turns. There's some synergy there with vision as well. Generate 1 ability energy for 2 random Bionic Avenger allies that are not at full energy at the start of the current turn. Boy, all of them are battles. In raids, on kill, apply offense down to 2 turns and ability block to 2 turns to all adjacent enemies. That is very, very, very powerful, and the attack cannot be blocked. And so we're going to see how that plays out. This is going to be bonkers in raids, but I also think there's a lot of this part of this kit can also be useful outside of raids. Lastly, her basic attack, Synthesoid Strike. Attack primary target for 260% damage. Apply deflect up to a maximum of 5 to the most injured ally. If that ally is Bionic Avenger, apply 2 deflect instead. And then in raids, generate more ability energy to a random Bionic Avenger ally that was not at full energy at the start of the current turn. Boy, they're going to be able to like ult and special almost constantly. That also makes them a very good candidate for putting on auto and sim. All right. Generate 1 ability energy for a random vision ally. Gain an assist for my random vision ally. Very, very, very exciting information there. Now, let's go to the rest of the blog post. We've got, I'm not going to go over the events. I feel like the events, we'll have to wait until they pop in game. This one's going to start on the 18th. And then we've got the summer extravaganza, but I want to get to war updates. Basically, they're modifying war. Whenever to improve consistency in war matches, there will be updates to war boosts and the rooms that provide deflect. Instead of grant a new positive effect called Minor Deflect. So the difference between Minor Deflect and the regular deflect is that the Minor Deflect won't negatively impact the ability to place negative effects on the enemy. Similar to Deflect, Minor Deflect will give you 100% block chance, but it doesn't provide the additional chance to negate the application of an effect that a block normally provides. So this means it'll be easier to apply negative effects to your opponents and should make attacks easier. Strike Pass in Season 18 will be featuring Dr. Voodoo, and then lastly, Star-Lord T'Challa is going to be moving to Doom 3-9 campaign node, replacing multiple men who will be going to the Raid Star for 1,400 credits. Then they mentioned that Valkyrie will be going live Sunday the 17th at 5 o'clock for Red Stars, and typically when they introduce Red Stars, at the same time that they do that is when they have character offers. We'll see if that'll happen. And then this is kind of interesting right here. After unlocking Rogue during the Famage Scourgeon event, head over to Elite Store on July 20th to obtain her Red Stars. The Horseman will have a dedicated slot, and you can use Dark Promotion credits to promote Rogue. 1 Red Star higher than her current star rank. And then this is worded poorly. Just like the Morgan Le Fay, you'll be able to promote Rogue to a max of 5 stars, and they need to add the word initially, because now you can take Morgan Le Fay to 7 stars, but they're saying that initially you'll be able to take Rogue to a max of 5 stars, just like you could initially for Morgan Le Fay. As far as weekly events go, the most important thing I think there is that we are going to get the Phoenix Legendary event coming back, and we will have the Chaos Theory Flash event. Are you excited about these teams? I'm pretty excited. I think this could be a good addition to the game for sure. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now.